Hey, welcome back. Got another video for you. Today we're going to be hitting kind of a little bit of everything. Update about the ukulele. Probably an update about the Strat. And then thirdly, organization. I got this new case here. That new case there. I got an old file cabinet down here. I'm trying to get organized out of this scenario where I have everything in these baskets. It's just I forget what I have. It's hard to find, and yeah, so I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking. Anyway, so on the ukulele, what we've done is we've prepared the neck. I added the frets, got them glued in, and then we filed the fret ends. We got the fretboard glued on, the neck holes drilled, as you can see there, and that's one of the other pins. And then here's the neck. All that's pretty smooth. I will probably round the fret ends a little bit, but yeah, looks pretty good. So we got that. Let's glue in the fretboard on and drill in the holes for the neck, leveling the frets. I actually used this method here where I put the sandpaper on the something flat and then sanded them down and then rubbed the frets over the top with the sandpaper. I think it was 400 grit to kind of get them back rounded. But now they're all leveled out and ready to go. So now I'm kind of on sanding the body and the neck. And they're saying 180 grit going through. So I got to do all that, get it all smoothed out. Don't over sand the veneer. The back and the sides are actually veneer. So the side and the back. So got to be careful there. The top is actually solid wood apparently, so we can sand a little bit more on that, but yeah. And then the next thing is locating the bridge. So this is when it starts to get really serious. And as you can see, I've already got some marks on here where I think the center is, as well as a centering line. So I need to actually like draw that in and really kind of truly determine what I'm doing. But if I'm sanding, that may come off. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this. I'm just kind of taking it slow, because I don't want to be rushed and then make a mistake. But this neck goes on here pretty solidly. Yeah, if I can do this one-handed here. Kind of give you a view of the, there it goes, of the ukulele all put together. What it'll look like roughly. Still thinking about whether or not I'm gonna stain it or just clear it. If you look here in the book, like this picture right here, that looks pretty sharp with the dark stain on there. And then there was another one here, and that looks pretty sweet. Wish it told you what stain they used in the book here, but yeah, so it's the pretty critical time here with the ukulele to kind of get it, you know, honestly, all the finishing touches and getting the neck at the right angle, as well as, you know, the right, you know, make sure it's straight down, as well as getting the bridge located at the right spot for intonation. So you're dealing with about 8 different variables here, or probably more, to get all this kind of dialed in. So it's a little bit daunting, but we'll keep plugging away at it and go from there. So let's talk about the Strat. Sorry about my mess here, but this is kind of what I'm thinking for the headstock. So I'm going to cut it on this line, so this material will go away, and then I'm going to route out this difference. And so this is kind of mimicking a Sur headstock. And then I think I'm actually going to just clear this, you know, because if you look at the body here, like if you get close, it's almost like the grain lines almost follow the pick guard, and I just feel like that'll be pretty cool as it is. You know, keep the finish really thin so it sounds the best. But it's plain. I got the nut all kind of dialed in there. So yeah. All right, last thing is the organization. So been really thinking about this because I got these baskets here. So I put all my projects in bags. Like this is the silver tone, this is the parts and everything that are waiting to go back on it. Yamaha FS800. That's the Hurst acoustic that I got. That's Les Paul Jr. I got extra strings in here. I mean, it's just, there's stuff everywhere. Let's see, this one here is my string bin. So I have a bunch of strings, which actually this is probably okay, but this one over here has all my parts and everything in it, just kind of random parts. So stuff like this is actually what I'm going to be putting in here. So you can see, you know, I got springs and knobs and ferrules and just all kinds of little parts that can definitely be more organized in this guy. And I have a label maker that I'll take and put labels on each of these. And then in addition to that, I have this case. So I got like testing wires, rubber bands, knob puller, sanding stuff, extra frets, polishing. So just really trying to get organized. And then in here, I got like sanding stuff. Sandpaper, that's like just strips of sandpaper, my sanding erasers. Got sandpaper there, different grits. And then this is carbon paper. So, you know, this is my kind of normal toolbox, which has actually been cleaned out a little bit. But I got all of my kind of hand tools and stuff in here. Like lose the saw, and then that's kind of my guitar specific tools. Still finding a home for this. And then in here we got these drawers, and then I got more like kind of chord tools, recording tools, irons, things of that nature. My heat gun will go in here. Yeah, I got kind of a lot going on here. And then the last thing is this adjustable desk. So I got this, and I could raise the height of it or lower it down depending on what it is that I'm doing and what'll be best for me to be able to get over the workbench if it's lower, or to be able to work with it, you know, at the correct height, so I'm not bending over so much. You know, of course I got this shelf here, you know, super glue stuff, sanding blocks, mask of course, you know, all the dust, safety glasses, my nut tools, tape dispenser, and then I got a whole shelf here with just kind of randomness, clamps and sauces and all the kind of fun stuff. So anyway, just having a hard time like finding stuff, and like I really think this will help dial everything in, and it'll be nice to feel organized for once. So if you found anything in this video that you could be helpful or that you enjoyed, definitely hit that thumbs up. Drop me a comment, let me know how I'm doing. If there's better ways to organize or whatever, let me know. If you have a channel and you have a video about this, feel free to share that, and then subscribe. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care. Also, another project here is this burswood. I took off the bridge and put it back on, and then I realized that the neck, because I didn't check it before based on what the person had told me that I received it from, that the neck is actually out of alignment. So I gotta take the neck off that and reset it. So that'll be incoming too. Breed Love, the Warmouth Telly, and the Les Paul Jr. are all doing pretty good. So here's kind of how I'm ending up, getting some of this organizational thought processes going. So I got this fully filled up. My table's cleaner at least. This is the label maker that I'm using. Seems to work pretty good. And this is a foam cutter that I got to heat up the neck on the burswood. So hopefully that makes it easier to remove that neck. So stay tuned to see what that's all about. And then the bends here, that text may be pretty small, but springs, knobs to capacitors to output jacks to dowels and shims, guitar cord part to blank saddles and nuts and everything in between. We got sandpaper and carbon paper, and got a little bit of wood stock up here, and I have a little bit more room over here. So yeah, really starting to get somewhere. The toolbox isn't looking as crazy as I work to thin it out. But anyway, hope this finds you well, and we'll see you next time.